What's up everyone, John Conrad here from Drone One Media, and I'm really excited to bring you today's video. We've all seen the rumors, the leaked photos for months now. And now it's here. I'm so excited. This is my very first FPV drone. So I'm really excited to come at this from the filmmaking side of things as opposed to the racing side, which I kind of think is what DJI was going for, their main target market with this drone. But anyway, without further ado, let's go outside and unbox this thing.
So I was surprised at just how small the box was that everything came in. And I purchased the Fly More combo. So when you purchase the drone FPV combo, it comes with the goggles, the controller, and the drone, along with one battery and all the charging cables that you need. The Fly More combo also adds 2 batteries along with a battery charging hub. It's basically just a long plastic stick that has 3 ports, so you can plug in 3 batteries simultaneously and it will charge the one that is closest to 100% first, and then followed by the one that's next closest, and then the one that's least charged last. This is the Fly More box here. Comes with the 2 batteries and then the charging stick. And this is the motion controller. And as a private pilot, I'm actually really excited to try this because I've watched some other videos and some people say it's kind of like a yoke, like you would control in an airplane. So I'm really excited to give this a shot. Now we'll get into the main box. And there are a couple pull tabs, one on either side. And there is the DJI FPV along with the goggles. Definitely feels really solid in your hands. That's one of the first things I've noticed picking it up. And took the gimbal cover off. You can see the wide angle lens. And here are the goggles. Seeing what else is in the box, we have the controller, which definitely feels different if you're coming from the Phantom line of drones or the Mavics. Has a different feel, much smaller, much closer to a traditional game console controller actually. And it includes 2 boxes of props, one set of A props and one set of B props. And you just want to match the color of the prop to the corresponding motor and you are good to go. The rest of this contains miscellaneous charging cables for the goggles and also all the antennas, an extra canopy if you want to change out the canopy from the smoked color to a bright green color for added visibility. Oh, and my documentation's flying away. So first step, I'm going to take the antennas and screw them into the goggles. There are 4 antennas in total. And these goggles look really cool, I have to say. Comes with an Allen wrench for removing the canopy and also doing general repairs on the FPV should you crash it. Battery for the goggles. And I wanted to show you how the power brick works when charging the DJI FPV batteries. It has a special cable on the end and that connects to the battery itself. And there are 2 USB type A ports on the AC to DC brick itself, which you can use to charge both controllers or the goggles. And this is the strap for the goggles. You simply loop the strap through each of the 3 points on the goggles, and then you can tighten to fit for your head size. And here is the DJI FPV drone. Looks very aggressive and even makes a really aggressive sound. Take a listen. And the gimbal guard just comes off like that, so you can see the wide angle FPV camera, 150 degree field of view, f2.8 fixed aperture, and this camera can record at 4K 60 frames per second or up to 120 frames per second at 1080p. Taking a closer look at the underside of the drone, you can see it has time of flight sensors, which actually sense the altitude when it's doing its auto landing. And flanking those sensors on the outside are 2 vision sensing sensors, and those help the drone hover in one position without drifting. And there's also a spotlight, so if you happen to be flying at night and you're going to land, that spotlight will automatically turn on, illuminating the landing area. One really nice feature on the goggles themselves is they actually have a fan included. This is really nice because on a warm summer day, if you happen to be flying and you start sweating a little bit, this will help cool you off and hopefully not fog up your goggles.
So before I get into my first impressions of the drone and the goggles and everything you see here, I wanted to touch on the activation side of things because I was shocked. This took me about 3 or 4 hours to activate everything because you have to activate the goggles, the drone, and the controller separately. There's a bit of mixed messaging between DJI and their customers regarding how exactly to activate this. So if you watch the DJI activation video, which I will link below, it actually tells you to download the assistant and activate your goggles, drone, and controller by connecting them to your computer. However, I couldn't get that to work at all. So what I ended up doing is downloading the DJI Fly app, which I was able to connect to my goggles and activate them, and then subsequently activate the drone and the controller. But all in all, it took me about 3 hours last night to do this whole process. And not to mention you have to charge everything up. Quite a bit of a process just to get up and running. So when you order it and you get it, don't expect to go fly it right away because you'll definitely have to activate it first, and that may take a little while and your mileage may vary. Hopefully DJI can make the process a little smoother in the future, but we'll just have to wait and see how that goes. So now that everything has finally been activated, there's only one thing left to do. Let's go take it for its maiden flight.
And the first thing I noticed right away were the propellers in the shot, and this can be fixed with a simple crop in.
Well, I gotta say, that was quite the experience. Being from the Phantom series world, this is definitely different. You know, it feels like you're flying. The screen will tilt as the drone tilts. It's only got one axis stabilization on the front, so that's a bit different. And wearing the goggles, I found myself turning my head a little bit when I was flying at first, and then I eventually I said, okay, I can hold my head steady. So it is an all new experience for sure, but it was really, really fun, and it's interesting. I like that you can shoot in D-Cinelike, and I'll show some footage ungraded versus graded on the screen now, so you can take a look at that. But it is nice that they added that, so you can have a little flexibility in post-production for those of us that like to color correct our footage. And I like that you can shoot in H.264 and .265, so the higher quality option would certainly be H.265. And yeah, I'm really impressed. My first impressions, the very, very, very solid. It's seems to be built well. I guess time will tell. Hopefully I never crash it, but we'll see what happens with that moving forward. But yeah, it's once you get it up and activated, that's the biggest headache with this right off the bat. But once you get it activated, it's a lot of fun. So stay tuned for the full review. I've only had it for 2 days, so I want to put it through its paces before I put my full review out there. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you liked the video, if you found it helpful, entertaining, please smash that like button. It really helps out the channel a lot. So stay tuned for lots more videos with this guy coming up. I'm John Conrad from Drone One Media. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.